We want back ends. Wipe my sins. They can't win. No new friends. Football fans. They sleep again. We wake them up. The champs is in. We want back ends. Wipe my sins. Wipe it. They can't win. No new friends. Football fans. They sleep again. We wake them up. The champs is in. Yeah. Wake up. The cake up. Raise up or make us do something we don't want to. Bite down on you right now. On you. Juke to the left, they dodging it. Can't play the role, you fraudulent. Waiting on the right for the stars in it.
All right, Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State in TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Houston Texans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Keelan Cole now to return. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Lucky 56. Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Dumps it off to Fournette. Still fighting. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I'd missed him, it would have been a different story. Long night.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. On play action, they'll throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Jadeveon Clowney in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And the pressure gets to him again. DJ Reader. He's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks are going to bring up a fourth down. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Oh, he's going to go ahead and field it from the 3-yard line. A big hitter that time in the punt game. 66 yards on the boot. And the Texans are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. This is Lamar Miller. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. From the end zone, Watson. And Watson's going to go down in the end zone. It's a safety. Well, we thought these two defenses, they might come to play. One has already come to play here, a safety for the opening points of the game.
Brandon, let's file this play away because if it turns out to be a tight game, who knows? This could wind up being the difference.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know. We know where we are right now.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And give him a gain of 37.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover one. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Now they had the box stacked. That run was going nowhere from the start.
And when you say stacked, you really mean it, don't you? Because when you're talking about a 46 defense, commonly known as the Bear defense, you're covering up the guys inside, and you're allowing other people to get in there close to the line of scrimmage. Usually an 8-man front, that's difficult to block for an offense. On that play, the defense won in a big way. No gain at all.
On second down, here's Fournette. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. In this defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
He'll drop to throw. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
And especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one.
All right, now look at 56.
And second and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 18. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. He's on quite the interception run. He had 2 last week, another one here. Remember, he's not a DB, he's a linebacker.
But how many of those linebackers started as DBs and pumped themselves up into being linebackers? So the ball skills are the same, right? The coverage skills and responsibilities are the same, and he is paying it off in a big, big way.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be second and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Miller. He takes this for 3 to the 29.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high power, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
Richmond. Come back. Tiger. Richmond. Tiger.
Maybe a free play for Watson. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So that one will be accepted. Following the penalty, it's 1st and 5, and you got to think offensively, all kinds of options.
Richmond. Tiger. Reset.
Out of the gun, Watson. And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, Do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
Tiger, Tiger, Tiger. Two jet, two jet. Richmond, Richmond.
A shotgun snap for Watson. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. And a nice gain of 21 yards. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. From the gun, here's Watson. And it's incomplete. The linebacker, Telvin Smith, able to get a hand on it there.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Watson. Completes this to Callaway over on the right side. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and he passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Here's Watson. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now, that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup.
They'll try again from the 20 on 2nd and 10. The pitch to Fournette. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
They'll look to throw here. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen, because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and this is what we saw there. A nice pickup for a first down.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Andre Howe. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Telvin Smith that time there to make the play.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Watson going to give this one to Miller. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to make it 3rd down and 10. Watson. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's the first carry for Bo Scarborough. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Richmond.
They run. This is Scarborough. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. Under 4 to play now. Clock running. 3rd down. And the pitch goes to Miller. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
But forget knowing where the 1st down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front. And a lot of times that is one-on-one. And if you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They had more people to the football and snuffed out the play.
They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you've got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers,
nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Texans say they have it. They do.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect
him.
No
one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
Now Scarborough. And able to work his way down to the 16. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. And he's got this one complete to Callaway. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a 1st down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
To throw on 2nd is Watson. Being chased out left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Dante Fowler. to take us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Back with more from Jacksonville. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this. Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal?
Come back, come back. Come back, come back. Come back, come back.
Operating from the gun, Watson. Flush to his right. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Able to find a seam for 14 yards, but still now facing a 4th down after the scramble. Now Watson going to sneak it, and he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Deshaun Watson, touchdown number 18 on the year. And the Texans will add on to their lead. And he knocks it through. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team.
Under pressure, and they got to him again. Jadeveon Clowney. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. This is Yeldon on the dump off. And they'll get him down here at the 23. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And defensively, a dime look here. 6 DBs on 3rd and 12.
No surprise at all.
No, check, Patriots.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. The open man is Shark. It's complete. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a first down. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
A good pickup there, 26 yards. A nice job there, Charles. They picked up the blitz, were able to complete the pass.
That had the total feel of a quarterback in control. Red blitz, got him into the right protection scheme, so he doesn't get hit back there. He's got a chance to step up with supreme confidence and deliver it downfield for a nice completion. Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. His throw caught at about the 5. 23 yards on the play.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And they will score. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. It's their quarterback as the first half is winding down. And the Jaguars move back within a couple of the lead. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And this is now a one-point game. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And the Texans set to come onto the field. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. This will be from 56 yards out. And his kick is good. He got every bit. An abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. This fielded at the 2. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had an ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Flag 22! Flag 22!
Now a play fake, and it's Watson. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Houston. Antonio Callaway, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Texans will extend their lead.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play, right?
And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way down to the 26. It's a big play for the Jaguars. 49 yards.
No, check. Patriot! Patriot!
Fournette, a first down carry. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. He'll look to throw. He'll check this one off to Fournette. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. First down, Jacksonville. The passing game looking sharp on this drive for the Jags.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his legs.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
They'll set up to throw. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. DJ Reader in there to pick up his second sack now of the afternoon. And now they're looking for 19 yards here on third down following 2 negative plays. Back to throw. That's going to be caught. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. In for the score. And the Jaguars are back within a score. That's an old-fashioned death march there, partner. Took them a lot of plays, but, hey, they did the job.
And the defense always preaches getting off the field, making a play, and turning it back over to their own offense. Unable to do so. A long, sustained drive by the offense.
With that penalty, they only need 1 yard for the two-point conversion.
And that can make all the difference trying to get those 2 points, right? Inches count down here in short territory. Maybe now they can get the 2 points that they want a lot easier.
Set! Green 39! Green 30!
Looking to throw. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7.
Well, they tried to get 2 and ended up getting none, because the quarterback had nowhere to go with the ball and ends up getting sacked.
Nowhere to go at all. Great job, though, defensively. They were ready. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
It takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Here's Watson. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just second down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense if that fell harmlessly to the ground. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
Come back, come back! Hey, Blue 80! Blue 80!
Back to the air, Watson on 2nd down. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the first down.
Richmond.
On first down, it's Watson. Going up top for Miller. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Dante Fowler in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Gonna need something special here on third and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? Now it's Watson fighting to stay upright, and now running right through it. On the run, he'll let this go deep. He's got a man, complete. They chalked that one up as a gain of 34 on third down.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for first and 10. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up second and 10.
Come back. Two jet. Tiger.
On second and 10, Watson. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Antonio Callaway, his second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Texans will add on to their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field.
Gun!
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. That's into the hands of Westbrook over the middle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So offside's the call, and they understandably decline it.
And this is why we're seeing more and more teams hiring that one coach to the staff that's in charge of all these things. This one's minor. It's pretty easy to figure out. But all the game management stuff, trying to help out the head coach in his decision-making process.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. First and 10. He'll look to throw. Going for the deep ball. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off at the 25. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Watson will bring up the Texans here, first and 10 at their own 24. After the interception, here's Watson. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Calais Campbell in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
Down. Flag 22. Flag 22.
To throw is Watson. And got his man complete. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And this will get him all the way inside of Jacksonville's 10. A big play there on the catch and run. 75 yards. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Bo Scarborough, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Texans will extend their lead. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. Extra point right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now out come the Jags. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack it. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Now back to throw. He's going to look deep down the field. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu, and his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10, right at the 30. Watson now to throw. And the catch made by Hopkins. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A very solid gain of 27. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
Now Watson. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Dante Fowler in there to get him, and that's sack number 12 for him on the year. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Come back, come back. Come back, come back.
From the gun, here's Watson. And he's going to go down again. Yannick Ngakoue in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. Going to need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? Watson. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that one goes incomplete on the drop. That's one he definitely normally catches. 4th down.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
The Texans send the punter out as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. It's a 47-yard punt, return of 6. And it'll be Jaguar football as they take over deep in their own territory. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, we were having a tough patch. This too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll drop to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. They'll look to throw. Able to get away. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Bernardrick McKinney in there to drop him, and back-to-back sacks now bring up 4th and long. They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
Hey. 4 down. 41 to Mike. Check 41.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And he finds Safarian Jenkins. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Whitney Merciless in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. They'll set up a throw. Over the middle to Smith. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. They'll wind up with 17 on that one, but they're still a bit short here for 4th. They'll go with a big back, Yeldon. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to let this go deep. Back. Got a man. It's caught at the 6-yard line. A big 3rd down play there for the Jags. And even 50 yards. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. He'll drop to throw. That is caught at the 7-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
That was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Jadeveon Clowney in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. This will be caught just inside the 10. And here he'll get it down to the 7. They wind up with 6 on the hook up there, but it's not enough. 4th and goal.
Completed pass brings up a 4th down situation. Do you play analytics on this one? Well, what do your analytics tell you about going for it here? I wonder what they would say.
They tell me you're down by this margin, 4th quarter. You're going. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. This is caught. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. They get the completion but cannot push forward into the end zone. And the Texans are going to win the football game. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Come back, come back. Richmond. Hey, blue lady.
Throwing now, Watson. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. And all the way down to the 42. Watson hitting Fuller with a big one. 58 yards. So forget about being backed up. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way across midfield. Watson on 1st down. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground. Now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
Green the line. 2-jet.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10, Watson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Now a desperation throw deep downfield, and it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
That's caught inside the 20. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone.
Set. Green 39.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And now here's another interception. Picked off inside the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not.
And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton. Oh, he sheds himself free. Now, Charles, it's great to win at home in the NFL. When you win on the road, it's a little extra special, isn't it?
It is because, let's face it, in most cases, you're not expected to go on the road and win in the National Football League. It just doesn't usually compute. So to get out there, get that done, and then head back to your city with one in the victory column, Oh, that's a fantastic.